Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lords of the Night. With us, as always, is the Lord of Pain, Ranting Monkey.
Hello.
And the Lord of Pennies, Satsu 2 Cents.
What it do?
And the Lord of Dick, Grayson, Weebo Jones.
Winky face.
Neither one
And
of those
I'm-
started with a P.
And I am your host, the Lord of Punishment, Scribe Light. Hi, guys. How are you this evening?
I'm good.
Peachy.
I am better than I have been in several days.
Yay!
I'm like alert tonight, so
Mhm.
I couldn't
And-
tell you what I've talked about the last couple of nights. I hope I've been entertaining.
And just before the stream, we had a special guest, which unfortunately you guys in the chat missed. Grand Monkey was here briefly to say hello and be ridiculously cute. So,
Is she not adorable?
oh,
What's a Satsu? Somebody remind me to name the stream that tomorrow.
there you go.
Monkey,
Hel-
can we get like a stream where it's just Little Butt and not you?
Oh, that's fucked up. I can't be there too.
Damn.
Well, I
No,
mean, you might be able to. It's
Lady
it's
Monkey.
I really only want Little Butt.
Lady Monkey needs to start her own channel where she just reads stories and Grand Monkey listens and reacts, and that's the show. Because
You
I think
guys
that would
missed
be
it.
great.
Scribe was singing and Little Butt was
Yeah.
actually laughing at it. It was so cute. She was going,
Yes. And which was she laughing at the song I was singing when we started, or the song of Barney song?
right before you did Barney, whatever you were singing then.
The baloney
yeah.
song.
Yes, the baloney
Oh,
song. There it is.
My bologna has a first name. It's Oscar. Yeah. Because she was eating a bologna sandwich, so obviously I had to sing the Oscar Mayer song. So hello, chat. Tell everyone. Thank you, Terry Diamantis. I think Monkey feeds off people's stupidity. He was complaining all day about how stupid on Twitter. I assume people about how stupid people on Twitter are, and now he feels great. Yes, Monkey is a stupidity vampire.
I am. My soul.
I want to suck your brain.
I want to suck your stupid.
So before we get into stuff, there is a link down in the description to a GoFundMe. This is something that Weebo clued me in on today. And Weebo, will you please take a moment to explain to us what the GoFundMe is about?
Okay, so it's for a friend of mine who is kind of has been dealt a very unsubstantial hand in life in terms of the way that things have gone. So she's kind of supporting herself through college completely on her own. No real parental help from anyone. So she, on top of work study that she does, she's also maxed out her grants and her loans and her savings in order to get an education in Mandarin and also in computer science. Now, it's important that we reach the goal for her on the GoFundMe because she's been using a dying laptop for the past year and a half that I've known her. And it's on its last legs. And her being a computer science major, it's kind of important that she has a working laptop for her education so that she can kind of do what it is she needs to do in order to graduate. And so if at all possible, if you have anything extra to help this friend out, we're aiming for immediate. I'm going to give it to her immediately after we get back from spring break. Once we have the goals, that's in 2 weeks. And hopefully she'll be able to get herself a good laptop that kind of, helps her get through college because it is important. And she won't be able to buy herself a new one when hers finally goes kaput, which is probably within the next month or so. And that's not going to be fun. So this is kind of my birthday wish because it is coming up. My birthday is coming up, and this is what I want for my birthday, to help a friend out. So I've donated my allocated birthday funds to this, all $100 of that. So we have like $110 in donations thus far. I'm going to tell my dad that instead of getting me a birthday present this year, I want anything that he was going to spend on my behalf for my birthday. I want it to go towards that friend instead. This is very important to me because she's a very good friend and she deserves the best. She's a lovely woman, and she deserves a stroke of good luck after everything that she's been through. I can't really go into detail on it because she's not a public figure, and that would be a betrayal of her privacy. But I want her to have a good life, and I think that this would definitely help in terms of that, getting her through college with a working laptop that she doesn't have to worry about dying on her in the middle of class. That would be a start.
Alrighty. Well, so guys, if you have any extra bucks laying around, and you can throw them the way of Weebo's friend, that'd be appreciated. Links in the description. And I'm getting an echo from somebody.
Echo.
Is it me? Not me.
Probably.
Hang on.
Echo. Okay, it's gone now, whatever it was.
Okay.
Okay, so...
Can I do something real fast?
Mm-hmm.
What Weebo was saying there in her really long, drawn-out way is that she is taking her birthday and trying to give it to a friend in need who's putting herself through college. Guys, if you can help at all, please do so. Link down below. Throw money at that shit. And make Weebo's birthday wish for somebody else come true. See, that's how you sell it. You gotta
make me cry, Monkey.
No, you're awesome for doing that. That is a wonderful thing you're doing for a friend.
Very, very selfless thing. And so, guys, if you have any, what you might normally throw me for an ad, by all means, direct towards Weebo's friend and I. We'll see where we're at by the end of the stream. We'll check in as time goes on. Let's see. Monkey Dick, Jim Jones movies. Hit that like button if you have not already, because we're almost at 100 viewers. Actually, we're at 100 viewers and only 25 likes. So, I mean, hit whichever thumb you think is more appropriate for your tastes. I don't care, but, you know, just express yourself a little bit. And share our stuff. Share. I know Monkey. Yeah, well, Monkey cares, but who cares about Monkey? Share our stuff. Monkey and I both put out new videos today. Satsu, did you put out anything today? I don't remember.
No, I was.
Okay, we'll get to that YouTube time. But anyway, so there's stuff to be shared. So by all means, share it. Anything else to cover before we get into the snoozy snooze? What was that? Whoa! Are you?
Monkey?
Yeah. Sorry.
Was that a good stretch or a bad stretch?
Yeah, he muted himself.
It was such a good stretch. He muted himself. That's great. Okay. Well, in waiting for Monkey to unmute himself. Hey, do you guys like Russia?
No.
Do you like cyber attacks?
Kind of.
Well, I got a deal for you, because I've got a story about Russia and cyber attacks.
What? Those two things never go together.
I know, right? U.S. accuses Russia of cyber attacks on power grid.
What?
The U.S. government has accused Russia of remotely targeting the U.S. power grid as part of its newly unveiled sanctions on the country. The Department of Homeland Security released details Thursday of what it called a multi-stage effort by Russia to target specific government entities and critical infrastructure. The Trump administration announced extensive sanctions against Russia on Thursday morning, which included sanctions on the Internet Research Agency, the IRA, a Russian troll farm that produced divisive political posts on American social media platforms during the 2016 presidential elections. Yes, the trolling that was heard round the world.
I love trolling.
Let's see. Monkey, are you okay?
Yeah, just really sharp pain in my ribs. Sorry about that, guys.
Don't do that. You know that's God's fault, because he took one of those to make a woman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some bitch took my rib.
According to the DHS, Russia accessed U.S. government networks by initially targeting with malware small commercial third-party networks that were less secure. Russia has attempted to attack targets that include energy, nuclear, commercial facilities, water, aviation, and critical manufacturing sectors. Gaining access to the networks that are tied to various aspects of U.S. infrastructure is extremely difficult, said Vikram Thakur of Symantec Security Response. Thakur, a technical director at Symantec, added that cyber attacks like the one DHS described Thursday, have the potential to cause significant damage, unlike those in which the hacker is solely looking for information. Quote, "The only thing that holds an attacker back is political motivation," Thakur said, noting the potential for retaliation by the country that gets hit. So yeah.
That's not true, though.
How so?
There's also the ability that holds them back. I mean,
yes.
if you look at things like Hillary's server getting hit, there was no actual hacking on there. It was a phishing attempt.
Yes.
They didn't like break. It's not the shit you see in movies where they figure out a password. It's not even just overwhelming a password system. It's literally some jackass answering a "what's your password" email.
Yeah, there's human intelligence gathering, which is sort of like the far fringe of actual hacking, but it is still part of getting into places that you're not supposed to be. So
yeah, and that's not to say that they couldn't get into the power grid or wherever, but in order to do so, you do have to have the ability. And if you do not have actual hackers who can go through the very encrypted systems we have, then what you are relying on is some idiot answering an email wrong. Yeah. And I'm not saying it's not something we shouldn't be worried at and shouldn't be looking for, but it's just all of these stories about Russian hacking just seem like fucking scare tactics to me. I gotta be honest, because everything we know, there hasn't been any actual hacking anywhere. It's been phishing. Just throwing that out there. By the way, guys, never give your password out to anyone.
No kidding.
My password is password, by the way.
What's that?
My password is password.
Yeah, that's also a really dumb idea.
Yeah.
Let's see.
My password is my password is password.
My voice is my passport. Verify me. Speaking of which, Monkey, I'm supposed to be getting that movie next week early. So if you want to do sneakers next Sunday, we can do it next Sunday on your channel.
Cool. Yeah, I will probably get it this weekend.
Okay.
I think I'm going to Walmart sometime this weekend.
Cool. All right. So early preview note, tenuous, of course, but next Sunday, Monkey and I on his channel will be doing a movies you should have watched, Sneakers, starring Robert Redford, Sidney Poitier, River Phoenix, Dan Aykroyd, David Strathairn, Ben Kingsley, just Donald Logue. I mean, just everybody and their brothers in that movie. It's great. So aside from Russian hacking, hey, do you guys like stories about airplanes?
Are they crashing into people? I mean,
no. But do you like stories about airplanes and pets?
Again?
Oh.
What
For the third time, and guess which airline?
My God.
Oh my God. United
now?
United Airlines flight diverted after third pet incident in a week.
Fuck.
Already under scrutiny about a dog dying in an overhead bin and another dog being accidentally sent to Japan, United Airlines on Friday acknowledged its third animal-related mistake in a week.
Wait.
Okay.
No. The one with the dog in the overhead compartment was not a mistake.
Yeah.
It's not like they accidentally put it up there.
That was a whole bunch of people, the owners included, being stupid.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Okay, but anyway, no, I understand. I heard the explanation from the owners. Like, they heard the dog barking all the time, but they couldn't get up there to let him out because there was too much turbulence. I'm like, over the course of a 3-hour flight, there was too much turbulence to stand up and let your dog out. Oh, yeah, right, whatever.
The
whole time. A flight was diverted to Akron, Ohio on Thursday after the airline realized a pet had been loaded onto the flight in error. Flight 3996 was carrying 33 passengers from Newark, New Jersey to St. Louis, but the pet was due to fly from New Jersey to Akron. United told CNN the unidentified animal was safely delivered to its owner. United said it offered compensation to all passengers as a result of the diversion. The airline declined to provide details about the compensation. There were two earlier animal-related mistakes made by United Airlines this week. We already talked about those. So this one's being kept a bit more under wraps as far as the details, but
so the whole flight got diverted?
Yes.
Yeah,
so they put the pet, whatever it was, they don't say what kind of pet it was, on the wrong plane. So rather than make the plane go to where it was supposed to go with the passengers who paid for it, they just rerouted the plane to where the dog or the pet was supposed to go and then sent everybody back on their way.
Okay, that seems like overkill.
That does, but given the PR disasters of the week earlier, I kind of understand it.
Yeah, but you just diverted a whole flight over and okay, I understand what you're saying with the optics, because they've certainly fucked those the last week or so.
Yeah.
But okay, never mind. There's no answer here.
No, there's an answer. Folks, do not trust your pets to United Airlines. The end.
Yeah. About to say, I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Now, what we need now is a whole bunch of snakes on one of these planes.
Oh boy.
How great would it be if that's what they had to divert for?
Oh, that would be awesome. It's like, I'm sick of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane. Let's go to Akron.
No snakes, please. No.
Yeah. So, I've never really understood shipping pets around unless you're moving and it's a one-time deal. Like if you're just taking a trip, leave your dog with a neighbor or a friend or something.
It's safer than putting them on a plane with these fuckers.
Exactly.
You might as well leave your fucking dog with the mafia if you're gonna fucking.
The mafia might actually take better care of your dog. Let's be honest.
If you don't like your dog,
yes,
you can leave. The equivalent would be leaving your dog with some sort of Chinese restaurant, I would assume, right?
No. Korean. Yeah, but here's the thing, guys.
Vietnamese.
Is it Korean?
Other option. If you have your dog, by any chance, insured to the hilt, fly United.
Oh God.
If you're short on cash and you've got an insured dog, fly United.
Yeah, man.
Insured dogs?
There are companies that will insure everything. There's a porn actor who has his penis insured for $1 million.
Oh shit! I should get my boobs insured.
You totally should.
Damn.
Yeah. I could have said something nasty there, but I'm being a gentleman. Moving on. So this is a story that reminds me of one we read not too long ago. If I remember correctly, Instagram had a negative message sent out, I think, by one of the Kardashians.
Oh,
and as a result, Instagram stock fell $1 billion or something as a result of that one message.
Oh, yeah.
They said it was the result of that message, but
whether it was or not.
Yeah.
But in a similar vein, Snapchat has lost $800 million in stock price after Rihanna responds to an offensive ad.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. That was funny.
Let's see. The singer tore into the app on Thursday for allowing an offensive ad to appear on its platform. Her remarks sent Snapchat's stock down nearly 4%, erasing nearly $800 million from its market value. Snapchat stock closed down 1% on Friday, so it came back up a little bit. The ad. Well, here we go. The ad in question was for the mobile game Would You Rather, and it presented users with two options: slap Rihanna or punch Chris Brown.
Okay, that's funny.
Brown pleaded guilty in 2009 to beating Rihanna during an argument while they were dating. Rihanna issued a statement on her Instagram account calling out Snapchat for the ad. Quote, "Now, Snapchat, I know you already know you ain't my fave app out there, but I'm just trying to figure out what the point was with this mess. I'd love to call it ignorance, but I know you ain't that dumb. You spent money to animate something that would intentionally bring shame to domestic violence victims and made a joke of it," unquote. Shame on you.
Okay. Do you think Chris played?
Get it out of his system?
Yeah, I would slap that bitch. Anyway.
Let's see. Snapchat issued a statement saying, quote, "We are investigating how that happened so we can make sure it never happens again." Yeah.
Bullshit. You know how it happened. Somebody thought it was funny. Fuck off.
Well, they have like a very strict approval system that they brag about all the time. You know, like
me.
Yeah, I'm just like, come on, man. You know what the fuck happened.
You know how this happened.
I'm not gonna lie. I would totally do something like that if I worked for a company like Snapchat.
Yeah, I guarantee there's an employee who's like has been getting shit on the company for a long time who was like, yes, finally.
Well, that's what you do when you know you're about a day away from being fired anyway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You're just like, this is my swan song. Goodbye.
Like, yeah, make a big deal about
that
little shit.
bad.
I mean,
real quick, thank you, Snubber13. On the note of female pop and hip hop stars, Weebo, since you're now a Becky, are you the Becky with the good hair?
Fuck yeah, I'm Becky with the good hair. Have you seen my luscious locks?
Yes, even your Cleopatra bob.
Yeah, dude, I worked so hard to get that bob cut in the right way because it took forever. I actually had to put the wig on a guy friend of mine and have him sit there while I cut it. It was hilarious.
Oh, so you have a little submissive boyfriend of yours?
No. This is a different guy that I know.
Oh, but he's a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Okay.
A friend with a penis.
Yeah, it's a friend with a dick. Let's see. The only other story I had queued up is in reference to the title of the stream. So John F. Kennedy's lost speech has been brought to life in John F. Kennedy's voice.
What?
Okay.
Yeah, this is something really creepy. The voice of John F. Kennedy has been heard for the first time giving the speech he was due to deliver on the day he was assassinated. The 46-year-old was on his way to the Dallas Trade Mart to address the Citizens Council when he was shot and killed on November 22nd, 1963. Edinburgh company Cereproc used audio and text from 831 of his speeches to recreate his words from that day. They were able to reproduce all 2,590 words from the 20-minute speech. The company said it took them 8 weeks to put the speech together, during which JFK discusses America's standing in the world and the cost of maintaining its security. The project to create the recording was commissioned by Irish company Rothko and completed in partnership with the Times newspaper. Cereproc said they analyzed recordings of hundreds of JFK's speeches and split them into smaller phonetic units to reproduce the 55-year-old speech. Lead voice engineer Chris Pidcock told Radio Scotland's John Beattie program, quote, "We use machine learning and artificial intelligence techniques just to try and figure out how he moves his pitch and the duration of his sounds through his sentences. That was a big part of the project because we didn't want his intonation to be a boring and standard intonation. We took his existing speeches and material and we cut it up into tiny pieces and stitched it back together into a new speech. JFK had a really unique speaking style, and getting his intonation correct was something that we had to spend some time on."
Okay, can I ask an obvious question?
Yes.
Is it just too hard to get an impersonator?
Yes.
Well, I think the fact that they were trying to recreate it in his voice is sort of like the challenge.
But think about the technological implications of what this could mean. It's kind of like the new, like putting a person's face on porn. Now you can put a person's voice on a person's face into a video that they weren't even in.
Well, this reminds me of the big controversy that happened many years ago when they took footage of Fred Astaire and put him into a Dirt Devil commercial. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're kind of resurrecting. It was kind of one of the first times that they had, quote unquote, resurrected dead people in order to use them in modern advertising. Or like when they resurrected, who was it, like Tupac or Michael Jackson or whatever in 3D to do performances and stuff. Thank you, Snubber. So they spent 8 weeks when YouTubers made Obama sing "Call Me Maybe" in less than that.
That was funny.
Yes, it's true.
Pokemon songs better.
Gregory Hurst, thank you. Speech was on the importance of book depositories. Wouldn't it be funny if he was deliver a speech on the importance of literacy? That'd be funny.
I think it would have been great if he was giving a speech on why rifles should be banned.
Now, this kind of bleeds into a quasi deep topic question, but what dead celebrity should they resurrect next, and what should they make them say?
Elvis.
And
they've done Elvis, haven't they?
I think they've released recordings that he didn't ever have published, and then they sort of made him into songs. I don't think they've actually made him speak. Let's see, what would be a good one? A dead celebrity. Who's a good dead celebrity? Oh, I mean, hell, you know, well, you know what? I mean, think about this. Disney could have Robin Williams star in one of its animated movies.
Yes, Robin Williams. Of all the people, Robin Williams.
I mean, if there's a guy that's got plenty of recordings out there about how he talks.
But why not just pay somebody to do an impression?
It's not the same, Monkey.
That's
It's
not
just
as impressive.
If you can't tell the difference, then it might as well be the same.
Not really.
What the fuck you mean, not really?
Well, the tagline wouldn't
That's
be
like
the
saying
same
if you
in
two are the
his.
same thing, and you can't tell that they're actually different. They're not the same to you.
Well,
They're-
there's a difference between Frosted Flakes and the generic shit.
you can taste that difference, and they get soggier quicker.
I don't know. Well, I mean, like, because they're saying like it's actually in his voice because they physically used his voice. They can't say it's in his voice if it's in some other fucking dude's voice.
You know, this is the effect they need to use in the Forrest Gump sequel. Like before, they were using like footage and moving their mouths around and have impersonators do it. Now they'd actually have the dead people's voices saying the lines. Or think about like historical dramas and things. If you needed to have a situation where you're recreating a historical event on film, and you've got like a transcript of what they said, like Nixon or LBJ or something, but you don't actually have a recording of it, you could make them actually say those words per the transcription now, rather than trying to do it with an actor.
Again, I ask, if you can't tell the difference, what's the difference?
But that's not the point, Monkey. Come on.
Well, okay, here's the point. Okay,
Yes.
they said they've done this, right?
Yes.
Would you know for a fact that this wasn't somebody doing an impersonation?
Well, I've listened to it, and I mean, it sounds like Kennedy. It sounds exactly like Kennedy because it is his voice. If it was an impersonator, I don't know, because what I'd be doing is I'd be listening to it next to a real recording, and you could probably tell.
You listen to the recording.
Mm-hmm.
You can say with 100% certainty that wasn't somebody doing an impersonation.
Well, okay, I am taking it on a small measure of faith that what they said they did, they actually did. So,
It's
no,
okay,
I
everybody
can't
knows
say.
that, right?
I can't say with 100% certainty.
Monkey, why are you trying to erase the hard
Monkey.
work of these pathetic people?
Because I
Monkey.
feel like there's
People.
other things we could be spending our time on. This put an actor out of a job, is what this did.
Oh, I see how it is.
Hey, how do you think my voice is my passport, verify me came about, Monkey? Come on. The same theory.
I'm just saying, if you
Thank
can't tell
you,
the
Dirk.
difference, it
Yes.
doesn't matter.
Thank you, Dark Shade. Watching Scribe's latest video makes me wonder, quote, is there forehead wax? Because I think I can see myself in that black woman's forehead. I didn't even look at that, but thank you, Dark Shade. That's a detail I wasn't paying attention to. Okay, well, anyway, so Monkey's sort of abhorrence of resurrecting dead voices aside.
No, wait, for the record, it's neat. I'll give you that, but it's pointless. Is my point.
I mean,
That's
a
all.
lot of neat things are pointless, though. To be fair.
Well, I mean, if like somebody said, Jesse says in the chat, if you could take an unrecorded song from Kurt Cobain and have Kurt Cobain sing that song.
I didn't think Kurt Cobain was all that great of a singer.
He
Well,
was
that
before
shows
my
what
time.
you know.
Well, at that point, it's not even his song. You can take, okay, it's something he wrote, but he never
Yes.
sang it.
Well, yeah, but what's the difference then, Monkey, than getting an impersonator?
Monkey.
Well,
It's for nostalgic purposes. Okay.
so you're nostalgic about something that never happened.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
All right.
Hush.
that's called dementia.
You're bathing in the possibility, Monkey.
Ew.
All right.
It's like
You
think
guys,
of it as
have
real
your
life.
fake dead Kennedys.
Yay, dead Kennedys! Woohoo!
Hold on. Let me just clarify that I don't care either way. I just like giving you adverse.
Oh, that's fine. You bring the shit, but I still win. I won again. I just want to throw that out there.
No, you didn't. You lost.
I did.
No, you lost.
I did.
It's okay.
Are you
That's
gonna make me
okay.
take a vote?
So what if you could recreate the voices of the dead Kennedys singing the Dead Kennedys Holiday in Cambodia?
Are they actually dead?
The dead Kennedys? I don't know that they're dead, but that's beside the point. Thank you, Snubberth. George Carlin and a skit about bowling with Hitler in hell.
Oh my god.
What?
That would be it.
I just come into. Oh, that was a Snubberth comment. Okay,
Yes.
I had to answer the door.
Yeah, if you get like a dead comedian to tell jokes. Except now you have to put it through like an Android. We're getting totally like a futuristic, like cyberpunk stuff. It's like, here comes the George Carlin bot. Anyway, that's all the stories I had queued up. Let's take a look at the fundraiser. There's been no movement on the fundraiser.
Press 1 if Monkey's wrong.
I'm not wrong.
Do you guys have any stories that you know of that otherwise happened? I'll double check the CNN to see if something's broken.
I think the story I had, I put into MSS News.
Oh, breaking news.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh. Breaking news. Oh, shit. I'm not really that surprised, but at the same time, it just goes to show how negligent everybody was. Engineer warned of cracking on bridge 2 days before collapse.
There you go.
An engineer for the company that designed a pedestrian bridge that collapsed Thursday, killing at least 6 people, left a voicemail 2 days earlier for a Florida Department of Transportation employee advising there was, quote, some cracking that's been observed on the north end of the span, unquote. The state employee was out on assignment Tuesday and didn't hear the voicemail from W. Denny Pate of FIGG Bridge Engineers until he returned to the office Friday. Okay, Pate, I understand and I appreciate you left a message. You should have called more than one person.
Oh, yeah. Like, that ain't some shit fresh off.
Yeah. Pate's voicemail said the design company didn't see any safety concerns on the project near Florida International University, but that the cracking was not a good development and would have to be repaired. The news came as the National Transportation Safety Board disclosed that construction crews were working on diagonal components on the north end of a future pedestrian bridge when the structure collapsed, while having live traffic running underneath it, which still makes me mad just considering that. But anyway.
What is it with all of this? They knew, but no one did a goddamn thing to stop it type of nonsense I've been hearing about.
Thank you, Cryptic. Wouldn't Cobain's voice just be gurgling from a gunshot wound?
Ooh.
Yep.
Oh.
Wow, Cryptic. That's dark.
Cryptic.
Jesus. Well, you might say,
how cool would it be to have his actual voice go glug, 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 glug.
Yeah, well, how cool would it be to, recreate Mama Cass's voice as she chokes on her own vomit?
Would you like to hear something interesting, though, gentlemen? If you shotgun yourself in the face, you can still survive that. Not for very long, but you can. I've seen the case files.
Yes, I think I have too. On somethingawful.com back in the day.
Oh, no, I saw them like at an actual...
Or rotten.com. Rotten.com was even worse.
We had one of those cases in my township.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, otherwise, if we don't have any other stories, I guess I will move on to MSS News.
Sure.
Hearing no objections. Okay, guys, if you have news stories you'd like us to read on the air, send them to us via Twitter using the hashtag MSS News, and Monkey's going to interrupt me. Hello, SDA.
No, keep going. I had something else to say later.
Go ahead.
No, you first.
No, I was done.
After you.
Are you done?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
Want to interrupt. Okay.
No, it's fine. SDA.
Satsu, since you're new around here, I have to explain how this is done.
Okay.
When he goes, should we go to MSS News? You need to do the same thing to him that he does to you. What would he say to you if you asked him that?
Well, this is your show.
There you go. Don't let him do that shit to you.
Thank you, Darkshade. Do townships float? Well, ask New Orleans.
Sometimes.
They all float.
They all float down here, Georgie.
Oh my god.
Georgie.
I thought black people didn't like horror movies.
We don't like to be in them, but we like to watch white people fuck around in them.
Unless they're Get Out.
Right.
That was not a horror movie. That was a psychological thriller. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Scribble.
Pardon moi.
Get it right. It's supposed to be like one of those fancy movie critic types.
Did you guys see the article that somebody wrote on there about the lesson they learned from that movie?
Oh, I can only imagine.
Oppressed white bitches.
That is exactly it. Like, it was like blatant. It was like white women are not to be trusted.
We did. We read that on the air that one night. Yeah.
Yeah, that shit's funny. I'm just like, damn.
Becky's gonna give you something to cry about.
Yeah.
Let's see. What do we have here? Well, we have something from The Root. The Root. The root, this comes from Adam Mangold. Maybe this is a deep topic. I'll at least read the headline a little bit. Report: white men stockpile guns because they're afraid of black people. A report from where? A new article in Scientific American by Jeremy Adam Smith. Yes, American is right there in the name, and the article's by a white guy. That can't be right. That's the author talking. Examined a variety of studies on gun ownership, including a 2017 study by sociologists at Baylor University. Titled Gun Culture in Action, the researchers created a gun empowerment scale to study the habits and create a profile of the average gun owner. Okay, what's their sample size on this? It doesn't say. After studying a representative cross-section of gun owners, how representative? Researchers found that the people who have an emotional attachment to their guns were 78% white and 65% male. It must be noted that the sample size was small. Of course it was, because despite widespread American gun ownership, just 3% of the population owns half the guns in the country. Will you tell us how big the sample size was? Of course you won't. So I'm not going to... I may or may not come back to that. I don't really care, but whatever. What else do we have? Let's see. This comes from Jack the motherfucking Cockring.
Yeah.
Police victim blame Telford sex abuse victims as young as 11 with internal memo telling officers, quote, in most cases, the sex is consensual with 11-year-olds. What?
No.
Hey, it's JF. Oh, sorry.
Wait, this is UK, not France.
No, I thought JF was into retards, not youngins.
Well, she was mentally 11 is the joke there. Sorry.
Police have been accused of victim blaming the children who were abused by grooming gangs in Telford. Officers investigating the Telford sex abuse scandal, in which some of the victims were just 11, were reportedly sent an internal message saying, quote, in most cases the sex was consensual. Child abuse lawyer Dino Noshavelli slammed West Mercia police for the way they investigated the case. It comes after Telford's police chief said that the number and scale of girls sexually abused there has been sensationalized. Okay. Quote, just because a child is not being physically forced to carry out sexual acts, it doesn't mean they consented. Yeah. Many of these children will have been groomed and manipulated by their abusers and would have been threatened to keep silent. How can you say an 11-year-old is capable of consenting to sex with a 40-year-old? This is rape. This goes on for a bit, but yeah.
That whole story is sickening.
There seems to be a pattern, and I mean there was the Rotherham situation a few years ago with the grooming gangs roaming around there, and now this, which is supposedly much more widespread, of the police in some way, shape, or form either trying to diminish the seriousness of the situation or excuse themselves from having to deal with it because, like in Rotherham, they didn't want to be accused of being racist by targeting the grooming gangs, which were predominantly Middle Eastern men. Mm-hmm. And then in this situation, they're trying to say, oh, well, it's consensual, so it's not really rape, even if they're 11.
And it's also not that bad. There's only way more than there were before, but
Did you guys watch Sargon's last This Week in Stupid video? The one from last Sunday where he talked about this?
No.
Like near the end, he went into like a lot of the details with regards to specific cases and is kind of disturbing. And I was like, dude, I need you to stop. And right as I was about to actually turn off the video, because it was really disturbing, he's like, I can't continue to read this anymore because it was fucked up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it was going on for years and years and years and years. And it only just suddenly came to light or something, or they acknowledged that it happened. Yeah. Or is going on, one of the two. I'm not going to read that story. That story makes me ill.
Yeah, remember, guys, we do reserve the right to do that if the story is just too fucked up.
Yeah, because there's only one way a sandwich operates. So fuck you, Shiogarath.
What?
I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it.
Wait. What? A sandwich.
It's like, how many sides does something need to be considered a sandwich?
Oh, that's where they killed the meme. Damn it.
You need to have this discussion.
Oh, we
Yeah,
don't.
no, we don't. Let's see. Okay, this one comes from Guillermo Salvage or Salvage, or I don't know how to say that. I'm probably fucking.
That's a sexy kind of name. I wish I had a name.
That is. If your name's Guillermo Savage, that's fucking rad.
Yeah, you're gonna get pussy just from your name with that.
What's your name? My name is Guillermo. Guillermo Savage.
Hey, that's actually my name.
That's a
Guillermo.
panty
John
dropping name,
Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. That's my name too. Okay. Chicago students trash Walmart during walkout over gun violence. Oh, that'll get your message across.
right? Oh yeah, I saw the video on this one.
Chicago police are trying to identify the dozens of students from Simeon Career Academy who they say took part in a vandalism spree while they were supposed to be protesting guns. Shoppers and store employees were stunned by the destruction Wednesday morning at the Walmart in Chatham Market on the south side. Chicago police say it started when students at neighboring Simeon Career Academy were allowed to leave the school for 17 minutes to take part in the nationwide walkout to protest guns. Police say between 40 and 60 of those students crossed the street and trashed parts of the store, knocking over product displays, yanking items off the shelves, breaking packages, and stealing small items like chips and candy. In a statement, a Chicago Public Schools spokesperson said, quote, "We are very concerned by these allegations and we are reviewing the matter," unquote.
Yeah, okay.
Of course, it was Chicago.
Seems like they went to the Antifa school of protesting.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know if any garbage cans were harmed in that incident. So.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know the fucked up thing about living in not even just in Chicago, but like in a Chicago suburb, is that every once in a while you get someone from Chicago who comes out to a Chicago suburb, and because like no one knows who they are, and because like jurisdictionally it's really, really stupid trying to find them after the fact. But they'll go to like your local Walmart and they'll do a retail theft there, and they'll hop out with like $100, $200 worth of product, and they'll drive off into the sunset, and no one will be any the wiser, and we won't be able to catch them. And then they resell it to these like mom and pop shops, not mom and pop, but shops that are supposed to be like donated to for helping like I don't even know, but they resell it and then they sell it again for even cheaper, and it's fucked up.
And that used to happen to the Target I worked at. It's funny.
Just a reminder, guys, in the description, there's a link to the fundraiser for Weebo's friend to help her out in getting a new laptop for her schooling. So if you have any spare pennies lying around or otherwise, please consider going over there and dropping them there.
Sound like you said spare panties.
Well, if you have any spare panties, you can send them my way as long as they've been used.
Oh,
Weebo's grandma.
Yeah, no, that's Monkey. No. Use granny panties go to Monkey. Let's just make sure we know which pipeline's going where.
Well, you have to specify, so I'm just saying.
I'm sending you my panties, Scribe.
All right. Thank you, Snubberth. People are crapping on hashtag walk up not out. Okay, saying it's victim blaming and acting like talking to the shooter before he's a shooter is the same as talking to a man with a gun pointed at them.
Do you know what this is, this hashtag?
I don't.
I'm familiar with it.
It was a meme that started about the time the walkout started. And it's a meme that says, instead of walking out, walk up to a student who's being bullied and, you know, befriend them. Walk up to the poor student, and, you know, it's all about, you know, instead of walking out to protest violence, go stop being a dick in your school. And it's actually a really nice thing. If kids actually did it, it'd actually be a lot more helpful than walking out of your school and trashing a Walmart.
Probably.
But, yeah.
Well, the best response to that situation, because I heard the argument being brought up where they was like, you know, people should do this to, you know, stop kids from bullying other kids in school, because a lot of these incidents are linked to kids being bullied and stuff. And, you know, people were arguing back and forth, and somebody was in the comment section like, how about we do both? And it was like that Taco Bell commercial where it was like, you guys remember that Taco Bell commercial with the flat tacos on the bottom when they were standing up, and it was like, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Please tell me. You know
I have no idea.
Oh my God. There was a commercial with a little girl, and she was like, they were making a burrito or a taco, and he was like, we can't feel these tacos because they won't stand up. He was like, well, these are flat on the bottom and these are not. And the little girl was like, how about both? And then they had a fucking fiesta because it was like a brilliant idea.
Why not both? That's a super meme.
Oh my God. Yeah. And that was like one of those moments where I'm just like, yeah, you could do both. Like, you don't have to pick one. You could.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I don't think that walk up, not out is actually going to stop any shooters, because if you're that far fucking gone, somebody finally being your friend is not going to change things. But it's still not a bad idea to do for people in your school. I mean, just don't be an asshole.
I'm reminded of like, if you talk to the school shooter would-be school shooter person, and maybe you get them to kind of see you as a human and not like as a target, maybe they'll spare your life when they're
there you go.
School.
Well, it's just a good idea all around to, like, you know, whether or not you're trying to intervene on a potential school shooter, or just trying to, you know, strengthen a community, even people you wouldn't usually talk to. It's just, you know, did we learn nothing from the Breakfast Club? You can find common ground with people you don't usually associate with.
I saw a fucked up meme like that one time where this kid, it was like a meme of this kid sliding this milk down to a kid that was sitting by himself, and he was like, when you know he's going to shoot up the school tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm just like, dude.
You went all the way with that one.
Okay, let's finish it off with this one, which is definitely a Darwin Award nominee this year.
Ooh.
This comes from Adam Mangold. Famous snake whisperer dies after fatal cobra bite.
I love stories like this.
I've heard stories like this with like snake charmers, or those guys that in Pentecostal or churches or whatever will like use a snake handler type stuff. Mm-hmm. They get bit and die. A famed snake whisperer in Malaysia has died after he was bitten by a cobra. Free Malaysia Today, a newspaper, reports that Abu Zarin Husin, a firefighter whose snake-catching skills have gone viral, received a fatal cobra bite 3 days ago. The 33-year-old died early on Friday. The New York Post reports that firefighters in Malaysia are often called to deal with snakes in homes and businesses. Abu Zarin led a fire department... he led a fire department King Cobra squad, where he trained other firefighters to catch the deadly serpents. A 10-year firefighting veteran, he showcased his snake handling skills on Asia's Got Talent last year. His exploits are also widely documented on social media. The reports are that Abu Zarin was attached to Temerloh Fire Station in the Malaysia state of Pahang. The firefighter had previously had close calls with snakes. He was reportedly in a coma for 2 days following a cobra bite in 2015. You would have thought that would have taught him a lesson. Let's see. So there you go. Don't charm yourself with cobras. They don't like you.
Now, I mean, if he's a firefighter and his job is getting snakes out, okay, that's cool. If you're just some asshole who plays with snakes, you deserve to get bit.
I don't like snakes.
I like snakes.
I don't.
Snakes are evil. Didn't you read the Bible?
Didn't you watch Indiana Jones? Snakes on a plane.
Yeah, we Joneses in the family, the fear of snakes runs deep.
Well, yeah, Indiana Joneses, yes.
How deep exactly?
Oh God.
Very deep. Like, here's the thing. When you have a 54-foot schlong now, I think it's being said.
Mm-hmm.
Your rival is the snake. So naturally we are enemies.
Go on.
Let's see. All right. Well, thank you guys for the stories so much. Always appreciate it. There's plenty of stuff that we miss over the course of the day that is far more interesting. Thank you, Dark Shade. I charm my cobra all the time, and it's never bit me. Wink.
Oh boy.
It winks at you? Jesus.
It's gonna spit in your eye. You better be careful.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be careful of the one-eyed serpent.
Why did that just pop up in my chat? My chat is running slow.
I don't know. Did your chat take its medication today?
Is your chat crippled too?
It seems to be, because that super chat popped up after Scribe read it.
Timing is everything. So let's go on to YouTube time. Satsu, what did you do today?
I backlogged a bunch of videos because I couldn't do any because construction and stuff. So,
Okay. Thank you, Jesse DeFennec Fox. Leave snakes be if you are not Voldemort. If you say so.
Yes.
I don't do it.
Orochimaru.
Do you have anything upcoming you'd like to plug, Satsu?
I mean, a couple of the stories that I have backlogged, I had already talked about. But I added the how sick people are getting of Hillary Clinton to my list of things to talk about. The General Hooker entrance story.
Oh my God, you didn't get to that. That was my MSS News one. Yeah, we're going to talk about that, though.
Oh, okay. We can do that for deep topic. Sorry.
That's on my list too. So yeah, I got some stuff lined up. Also, I've been trying to get my new computer up to snuff, and I'm trying to make it pretty much as close to the state that my computer is, like my old computer is, so I can start continuing my work over there. And that's taken me a while because fucking updates are insane. So other than that, same old stuff.
Betsy.
Okay.
And you have a game stream tonight.
Oh yeah.
Noise.
I was going to remind you, but I was kind of like, does Satsu even care anymore?
Well, see, I was a little torn because I was telling Monkey like, yeah, we're gonna do the Horde night or whatever, and then I just remembered, I'm like, but if we do that, I might have to do it on my old computer, which means I might not be able to like run it how everybody, because we wanted to see the new base. But I did find the game save files, and I might be able to transfer them over. So we might be good. We'll see.
All right.
Okay. Weebo, what were you up to today?
So I was writing the 5/6K celebratory video for my channel because I passed 5K and then I passed 6K.
Yay!
On accident.
Yay.
Didn't mean to do that.
On accident? Is that like putting a dog in the overhead compartment?
Not that quite accidental. No, so I'm doing a video. The title of the video is Communism, a step-by-step guide to success. It's a sarcastic video. It's a work in progress, but I think it's funny. And then on top of that, I actually did a 2-hour long conversation off air with one of my detractors from my Nefertiti video. And we are planning to have a discussion type series, live stream discussion type series about race relations and stuff in the United States. So that's coming out soon. We got acquainted with each other over stream, and he's actually pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. He's a delight to talk with.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Is the stream going to be in the United States, or is it racism in the United States?
It's going to be race and racism in the United States.
Okay. Just the way you said it could be either.
Sorry. We're both from the U.S., so technically it's both, yes.
All
right. Monkey, what did you do today?
Oh, dear fucking God.
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't know you could do that.
I am sitting
Monkey's fighting a deity.
It is. That's what I do. I'm minding my own goddamn business, and I see Poisoning the Well has made a video. I'm like, oh, cool, because I love these guys, and if you guys aren't subscribed to Poisoning the Well, go watch them. They're funny as fuck. And I start watching this video, and I see the subject of their video, and I lost my shit. I have not been that mad about a video in a long, long time. I sat here for like 5 hours just stewing it. Even when I was making that video, I was just stewing about it. So for those of you who haven't seen it, there's a channel out there called D&B Nation, and they do prank videos. And last week, well, 6 days ago, they did the female Viagra prank. The guy, okay, so I think his name is Damien, and her name is Beyonce or some shit like that. That's D&B, okay? They're the main characters. It's husband and wife. Bianca, there you go. Yeah, maybe that's it. They're husband and wife. And for some reason, her dad is in the video as well as his wife. And what the guys decide to do is they're going to drug their wives to make them horny. This is obviously a fake video. If you watch it, yes, it's fake. But here's the thing. There's a lot of really fucking stupid people out there who are going to watch this and think it's real and think it's okay to drug people you want to have sex with. One, that's very fucking illegal. Two, these are not real medicines. They're herbal supplements, which have their own problems. For the most part, those kind of things can be benign, but they can mix with your medicines. Or in cases of something like high blood pressure, if you slip somebody, say, 6 pills that are just filled with fucking caffeine, you can literally kill them. This kind of shit is not funny. But they did a second prank, a second one where she tricks him into taking Viagra, but it's not really Viagra. It's this knockoff herbal shit. And it floored me that this kind of video is on fucking YouTube. For the record, this is only the second time I've ever fucking flagged videos because this is fucking retarded. This is the kind of shit that's going to get somebody killed and all of us demonetized. And I just cannot for the life of me understand how a video with 1.2 million views on a channel with 2.8 million subscribers, this kind of fucking shit is allowed to go unchallenged. Not only unchallenged, there are 10 goddamn ads on this fucking video. My video I made about this lost monetization as soon as I uploaded it.
Well, I got 2 words for you, Logan Paul.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How the fuck do they, just because they have, at this point, if a video has more than 1 million views, somebody at YouTube needs to look at it and make sure it's not something that's going to embarrass them. I don't think that's unreasonable.
That actually is probably the most reasonable course of action. Especially
because
not a lot of videos get that many views, right?
Exactly. No, there's 1 million views is still a big milestone.
Yeah.
But watching it's basically a video about how to date rape somebody. And like, are you fucking kidding me? Anyway, watch Poisoning the Wells video. It's great. Watch mine. I don't rant nearly as much as I did just now, but god damn, that video pissed me off. That's all. Oh, yeah, and I'm gaming with Satsu maybe later.
Maybe. Call me maybe. Let's see. I did a video today. I had been working on the diversity online training course thing, but I saw something today that just absolutely set me off, and I was my anger muse came and visited me. It is a video from the show Think Tank from the Young Turks, wherein they go over the story about that school where they, for Martin Luther King Day or for his birthday or for Black History Month, thank you, Kingslayer Damocles, John Jones failed a USADA test from that rhino shit.
The rhino shit is the stuff that the girl gave her husband as the Viagra.
Oh, okay. Who's John Jones?
That I don't know.
I think of the Martian Manhunter, I'm afraid, when you say that. But I'm assuming he's an athlete or something. USADA, I don't know what that is. Anyway, so Think Tank, they were doing a review of the story about that school that had a white privilege test or survey or something, and the parents complained because they weren't all that appreciative of a school teaching small children about their skin color flaws and such. And Think Tank took exception to this because white privilege exists, and it's a thing that's real. And we're not going to say at any point in the course of the video what exactly it is, but we will tell you what it isn't. It doesn't mean you can't be poor. It doesn't mean you can't have struggles. It doesn't mean you're not going to have hardships in life, but you just have it. Oh, and white people don't fear the police. That's really one of the things that white privilege gives you. I'm summarizing there, but it was about 5 minutes of absolute senseless idiocy. And anyway, I go on more about it in the video. By all means, take a look at. I use a little bit of sarcasm in there. You might notice. I'm a little bit sarcastic in some of the places. So that was just the attitude I had.
Oh, sorry. My favorite part is that since they kept saying right, you got to use your Shank Uger going right.
Yes.
Right.
I fucking love when that happens, right?
Now, so somebody pointed out to me that at some point in the video, and I didn't notice because my brain is always, even when I'm not doing a video, if I'm just watching TV or something and somebody says right, immediately Shank floats into my head.
That's so sad.
I've so conditioned myself to be alert for someone saying right with any frequency. That I think I've like burned Chink as a small personality shard into my brain. Anyway, somebody told me in one of the comments that the blonde girl at some point in there apparently said "of course," and I didn't put in Chink going "of course," so I failed. But like I say, my brain isn't attuned to look for "of course" because you don't hear that often. But somebody saying "right" 3 times in a 12-second span, yeah, I catch that. So anyway,
scribbles.
I know I was a failure. Other than that, don't have anything else to plug. Do we have any?
Beautiful, love you.
Oh, bye, Lady Monkey.
Night night.
So I'll do a quick YouTube drama thing. I listened to Karen Strawn's video on Medicare this morning.
Oh, what'd you think?
Karen Strawn brings up some very interesting points about Jim's evolution, because I watched years ago now those Jim 81 Jim videos he did where he talked about the dire situation of the internet and egos and all the personalities and such. And I mean, I remember watching them and listening to them and really appreciating them. I haven't watched or paid any attention to blood sports except for what I hear peripherally. So I don't know all the ins and outs. I don't know all the personalities and stuff. I'm kind of neutral on the whole thing because I don't really care. But the case that Karen Strawn makes about Jim succumbing to his own prophetic warnings, basically, was a very interesting argument. I know it's just her opinion, and she, tried to cite the current situation that she was having and interacting with him and such. But I do agree with her point that if the mentality of having something that seeks only to destroy and tear people down has a very short lifespan. So, and that's been seen in multiple things in media and other entertainment for forever. And if that is, and again, I'm just taking it on faith of what people have been telling me, if that is what Jim has been more engaged in lately than in the past, he might think about maybe examining what's going on and really, reflecting on things, because I really, and like she says, I really think, and I've always thought that Jim's an exceedingly talented guy. It is amazing to me that if this guy wasn't already in broadcasting or, like she said, voiceover work or something, it really surprises me, because he's a very sharp mind, a very sharp wit, and a great sort of vocal personality. But if he's going to crash and burn, tying himself to the hurricane that is blood sports, it's going to be a shame if that's what happens.
I actually think kind of the opposite is happening. I think for the first time I've seen Jim care about something since watching Gamergate videos, because he actually seemed to care back then.
Yes.
Where if you watch the rest of it, it's literally him laughing at stuff. The Rick and Morty things, the DeviantArt stuff, it's him just laughing at weird shit. He really seems, at least in my opinion, and again, this is I'm not in his brain, it's just my opinion. It seems like he has a personal stake in the blood sports stuff. Like he actually cares about it, even though he says, it's just for the laughs. Like I said, because the JF thing came out yesterday, and in my opinion, the JF should be a prime target for everything I know about Medicare. He's on a very popular show. He's cringy as fuck with a background that'll make you go, ooh, what the hell? And you have an audience that is just spurgy as shit. So it's always, I've always thought that it was weird that he's never made a video about him, or at least addressed him during the Kraut stuff, because we knew most of this during that stuff. And the only thing that makes sense to me is it's a friend of his. Go ahead.
Because I actually have a little bit of insight on this during my time watching some of the Kumite, because a lot of it happens when I'm just doing nothing. And so I get a lot of chances to just kind of dig around and troll the chat. But I did hear once, because Medicare was on with Andy, and they were talking about JF, and Medicare was addressing, and he has looked into it from as far as I am aware. based on what he told Andy, and he was asking Andy about it as opposed to, you know, directly approaching JF with regards to this stuff, which is he seems like a very confrontational type of man. Why wouldn't he do that on like par with the rest of what he does? Because he did approach what's his face, Roy, or that one autistic pedophile kid that he did an entire Hugbox series about.
Shit, I know who you're talking about. I can't remember his name.
Was it Amos?
No. Fuck, what is that Spurg?
I want to say it was
Ross.
Roy, but Ross. There we go.
Yeah. Well, see, that's what I said. I don't understand why he wouldn't have gone after JF, especially as, I mean, it's definitely in his line of sight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think, because there's also been talk about Jim being really sick, and I don't know how true that part is, but he just
dying.
To me, it seems like he actually cares about these people, even though he tries to put on the I don't care. It comes off to me as though these are my friends. I'm not going to go after. Why would I go after my friends? Again, just my opinion.
We have breaking news.
Oh, go ahead.
Ex-FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe has been fired just 2 days ahead of his planned retirement, and thus he will not get his pension.
Who fired him?
Jeff Sessions.
Damn.
That is funny as shit because Mike Cernovich, do you know who that jackass is?
Yes.
He put out a tweet earlier today saying that his sources who know Jeff Sessions really well said Sessions will not fire McCabe.
Oh, I should clarify. Friday's termination could now place a portion of his anticipated pension earned over after 2 decades of service in significant jeopardy. So he may not receive his full pension, which is still a shitty. I mean, why? If he was going to retire anyway, it is super dick move. I mean, it's like, okay, you don't want him there in the job anymore. He's going to retire in 2 days. Why fire him? Just, I mean, that is punitive and I mean beyond asshole-ish when you already knew he was going to be out the door.
Dude, that happened to one of my managers. He put in his 2 weeks, and on his last 2 days, the boss came in and made a scene and fired him. And he's like, "Dude, what the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah, I've seen that shit before too. It's dickish. There's no reason for it, and other than to punish him, just fuck. Sometimes this administration seems like they're out to hurt themselves.
Well, it seems like it's more high school than it is high-minded politics.
Petty bullshit. That's what it is.
Anything more on the gym stuff, or did we have any other YouTube drama?
There is one more thing on. Sorry, we got a lot of YouTube drama stuff tonight. There's who was it? Right Wing Watch came out and did a story on Andy today, and they talked about when Andy had been over on the Kumite bragging about how he once slipped a condom off during sex with a drunk girl.
Oh, what was that called? Stealthing. Right?
Stealthing, yes.
I remember things.
Yeah, we read a story about stealthing a few months back, and it was maybe it was a couple of weeks ago now. Yeah, Andy went on to the Kumite and yeah, basically admitted to doing it. And there's a lot of people running around saying rape. And as we discussed then, I don't consider that rape. I think it's really fucking shitty to do. And if you do that, I hope you get a disease. But yeah, that's out there right now. It's amazing how all of these stories are coming up right now because most of this stuff is shit we've known for a while. Like all of the JF shit was known 2 months ago, but for some reason it just came out in an article yesterday.
Well, the rumors are always 2 months ahead of the news media outlets.
So JF and Andy both get like media stories in the last 48 hours.
Yes, both with accusations of sexual misconduct.
So I guess that's the price of fame, I suppose. I don't know.
Maybe it's a shitty price. I mean,
who's next? So JF, Andy. So if we're going off of the thing, who's next on the list?
Baked Alaska.
I don't know. It would seem it would be Baked Alaska, but you'd have to have something on him, and I don't know that anybody does.
Or at least nothing that anybody doesn't already know, I guess.
Baked is a good boy.
Yeah,
Well, seeing as how epically famous I am, I won't be surprised if you know, at some point they come after me.
some Becky's gonna get him.
Hey, hey, I will not go after Satsu. I will not, I promise.
Yeah, because Squishy would kill you.
Not only that, you wouldn't find much. Like the only the
Way to emasculate yourself, Satsu. Keep going. Go ahead.
Which long? Of course not.
Go ahead. There'd be nothing left.
I was just saying, if somebody really did an in-depth investigation of like my life and my past, they'd be like, "Wow, that was
boring as fuck."
Yeah.
Same.
I do have one more thing I want to say because a couple of Medicare fans got mad at me today.
Of course it did.
Real quick.
Sure.
My birth. Andy kind of put a target on his back going into fucking LA with racist super chat audio. That was a very interesting event. We'll talk about that in a second. Go ahead, Monkey.
Medicare fans were mad at me because I used the word retard.
What?
Wait a minute.
What?
Wait, Medicare fans?
Wait, in what context? In what context?
I said the girl that JF was banging a what I actually said was this seems like somebody would have gone after, and then I said if only he'd made weird fan art about banging a retard instead of actually doing it. Yeah, that upsets them because I called a girl a retard.
Medicare fans.
Medicare fans, yeah, they're mad that I called her. Oh, at least they're pretending that they're mad about it.
Oh wow!
So have you heard Medicare? He uses that word more than I do, and I use it a lot.
I've watched Jim for 2-3 years now, and yeah, I mean, if Jim came after you, that would be like the height of fucking hypocrisy. But if the fans are just doing it, they must be trolling you. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense.
No, there's no other argument to make. So it's like, oh, he said retard. Suck my dick. Anyway, sorry.
Monkey, that's sexual assault. How dare?
No, that was a request. That's
exactly
things.
Anyhow, what were you said you wanted to get into the stream yesterday? Did you get to see any of that shit?
So I saw clips that people actually I think mostly that Jim posted. And it took me a minute to understand what was going on because I've seen streams kind of like that with like Ice Poseidon on Twitch and such. I didn't really get what was going on. And then once I started to understand, I was like, they're really doing this out in public. And this is not a good, I mean, I not having watched the blood sports, I don't know all what's going on there. I can only imagine. But as far as this is concerned out in public and everything, this is not a good look.
No, it's not.
I mean, as a goof, maybe kind of, but otherwise, given everything else that's happened, especially with the press they've gotten in the last 2 days, yeah, that's not good.
It just seems like your typical failed attempt to try to do something viral. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna try to.
At least it wasn't a 50 cal in a dictionary.
Wow.
There were times, at least when I was watching the stream, because I did catch parts of it live. I mean, they had a couple thousand people watching, and for a stream, that's not bad. I mean, this wasn't something that was just ignored. There were a lot of people watching this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And all I could think as I'm watching it is Jackass has ruined an entire generation for comedy. Because what they were doing, it's not funny. It's just shocking.
Yeah.
What they did, for those of you who didn't see it, is they had a whole bunch of Bluetooth speakers that they were giving away. And they would have somebody hold it. And they'd tell them, if you just hold this speaker for 5 or 10 minutes, you can have it. Well, what they were also doing is playing super chats from their stream live over that speaker. And as you can imagine, if you know anything about these folks, it was some horrific shit being said.
Yeah, and I think the biggest pitfall of this is that unlike a stream that, as a visual medium really isn't that exciting most of the time, video clips of on the street stuff and things like this are far more marketable and far more likely to go more widespread. And so if you wanted to have a really lousy reputation real quick, this is one way to do it. Yeah,
you cannot bitch about people saying you're a fucking racist piece of shit when you are running around LA with a speaker chanting nigger. You just can't. Fuck you. You know what you were doing. And yes, I realize you thought it was funny, but come on. You can't say, oh, the press is being mean to me when you do shit like that.
Yeah. It's the same concept as like, you dress up like a firefighter and you're out and you're like, why the fuck does people keep thinking I'm a firefighter? It's like, well,
Yes,
well,
that is an excellent analogy, actually.
Yeah.
You might want to take that off, maybe.
Let's see.
You reap what you sow, and what you sow is articles like this.
Yeah.
Do we have any other drama, or shall we try to do a little bit of deepy topicy thingy? Oh wait! Thank you, Gregory Hurst. Did they steal that speaker idea from Die Hard 3? Oh shit!
Probably.
The sandwich board. Yeah, that was a classic. Would never be done in a movie today. That's for goddamn sure.
But yeah, it's the same basic principle.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the story we didn't cover of mine from MSS News. Did you see this story? The General Hooker thing?
Well, let me.
I was laughing at that shit for like 5 minutes.
It is so fucking retarded.
Squishy was behind me, like, what the fuck are you laughing at? I'm like, this shit.
Did you post this, Monkey?
I did.
Okay, I'll find it real quick. Just give me a second.
It is so beautiful.
Okay, here it is. This comes from Ranting Monkey. Sign referencing Civil War hero is sexual harassment, says Massachusetts lawmaker. Oh, I understand it now. Okay. Representative Michelle Dubois wants to remove a state house sign that reads, quote, General Hooker entrance, because it is an affront to women's dignity. Oh, for fuck's sake. Here's a twist on the debate over public monuments to problematic figures like Confederate leaders. A Massachusetts state lawmaker wants to censor references to a man who scored Civil War-era wins against the Confederacy. Her reasoning? That man's name is Joseph Hooker. As we're all aware, General Hooker's last name became slang for, quote, someone who has sex for money. Today, Hooker is widely considered a slur by folks in the sex work community. Yet, as far as I'm aware, this is the author talking, there haven't been any sex worker campaigns to remove references to Joseph Hooker from public view, presumably because most well-adjusted people realize that words have different meanings in different contexts. Yes. State Representative Michelle Dubois disagrees that it is harmless. She has been calling for the removal of a state house sign that reads General Hooker entrance, which she describes as an affront to women's dignity. Quote, female staffers don't use that entrance because the sign is offensive to them. Okay, well, the female staffers are asshole idiots.
Ooh,
Yeah. So all the other people that are also using that entrance, we're going to disregard that. Just every time we see a woman go in, we'll just assume that they're a hooker because that's what it says on the door.
There's male hookers.
Scribe, I put a link in the chat with regards to General Hooker. It's a Professor Buzzkill article, I guess.
Okay.
The myth of General Hooker.
That shit kills me, man. I was laughing so hard because it's just like, are you mad because they're calling you General Hookers? Like, are you like a classy hooker? Like you?
They're specific hookers.
Yeah. She like, it's Captain. Thank you.
So what they should do is just replace it with the General Hancock entrance or General Johnson entrance or General. I don't know. There's got to be some really funny. Let's see. What other funny? Joe Hooker, Tubman, Davis, Stevens. Trying to find one that's going to be just as funny.
Yeah,
what you should do is just educate people of what it's actually referring to if they are too dumb to get it.
Yeah.
No, just let them be dumb.
No.
I mean, that is a litmus test for intelligence. If someone in state government is so fucking stupid, they should be ejected from office. I'm sorry. Anybody that dumb does not deserve to be serving the public trust.
I quite agree.
It kills me the lengths that people will go. Like with something that's a simple solution. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't get it. Like, I don't like the way the street is that I drive on. So instead of, I don't know, like putting down some concrete or something myself and just covering up a little hole, I'm going to go to court and fuck with judges and shit for like weeks and months to try to make this thing happen. And I'm just like, just get a bag of dirt, pour it in the fucking hole. Like, relax. It's not that serious.
Thank you, Cryptic. Just broke up with my girlfriend who was an English teacher. She didn't approve of my improper use of the colon. Oh. And thank you, Gregory Hurst. So I guess General Balls Deep and Pussy Day is off. Yeah, if only. Thank you, Dark Shade. General Observation. Yeah. I think General Apathy would be a good one.
This is where we are. This is a fucking elected official.
A Democrat is so sensitive that just the word hooker. You know, I where was it? In college, I lived on a hooker road. So I guess that makes me a prostitute because I lived on the road, according to this lady's logic. Like, fuck you, you stupid. I mean, you don't, there's no intelligence test required to get a job in public office, but this is definitely a retroactive one. So when election day comes around, people of Massachusetts, remember, Michelle Dubois can't tell the difference between a historical figure and a streetwalker reference.
Yeah.
Silly bitches RS.
Any
I
other?
would change the name to whores. I would just put that over the building. Whores.
Yeah, there you go. Well, now you can be offended, you dumb bitch.
Yeah, and I don't know if you got to this part. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I have a funny joke. Talk about getting your panties in a twist, huh?
Oh my god. That should be a 5-minute mute punishment.
No.
You know what the sign should be at the end of the hall after you go through this entrance? There should be a sign above the door at the other end of the building that says Michelle Dubois exit.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't know if we got to that part of the article, but they say the reason that says General Hooker entrance is because it's on the side of the building with a fucking statue to the man.
Yeah.
What?
And yeah. And so this cunt can't get in her head. And oh, well, women don't use that door. I bet you they do.
There's a picture. The picture in the article shows women going through the door.
Exactly.
But Miss Dubois doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about.
Well, no, it was like the Amazon thing, the Amazon Go, when there was like Amazon Go is not for black people, and the chick in the marketing material was black.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is that General Hooker, was a hero of the Northern forces. He took out Confederate soldiers. If all the controversy was over honoring those who were for slavery, you're trying to diminish the memory and the memorial of someone who I would assume, given your oversensitivity, your how did Bill Maher put it, emotional hemophilia, that you would not want this person to be removed from memory. So it just goes back to the old saying, and this is something that I picked up from Jim of Call People a long time ago. You can never please a social justice warrior. Ever.
Oh, you can't.
Nothing you can do will ever please them. They will never be satisfied. They will always find something to complain about and to hold you to account for so that they can be on their high horse. So there you go.
They are literally bitching just about what is over the door, and it's nothing. Why? What the?
It's a name. It is a name, for God's sakes.
The tripped out part is they conjured this. You know what I mean? Like everybody else who's seen it probably, and like stupid fucking kids probably, chuckled at it walking past, like, that's funny. But like no, like reasonable adult was like really, and now they're making this a thing. They're like, this thing wasn't a thing. It is now. You should be mad. And I'm just like, it's not. You're just saying that it is and telling people to be upset about it. That's it.
And there ain't no lazy bitches walking all the way around because it's got that name on it.
Like, trust me, none.
I'm glad that Michelle Dubois, representative of Plymouth, has her priorities for her constituents straight.
What a dumb.
Anyway, we're basically at the bottom of the hour, unless you guys had any other deep topic stuff for a few minutes.
Let me see what I have over here.
Okay, because I know there's maybe some stories hanging out or whatever.
All right, you know what? This is a good one.
Okay.
And I can't remember if we ever talked about it on here, but I know I wrote about it on my blog a few times. I've had some arguments on Twitter lately, and
you, of course, you have, Monkey.
And several of them have been silly arguments. There's nothing. Yes, I know. It's surprising.
All right.
But eventually some jackass will come in and say, I can't believe you guys are arguing about this when there's so many more important, bigger issues to talk about.
Okay.
What would you like to talk about, sweetie?
Who gets to decide? How do you decide what's the most important topic, first of all?
Well, put it on a dartboard and then throw a dart at it. Whatever the dart lands on, that's the most important topic. Duh.
No, I think. Go ahead.
Ask the closest offended person, and they'll usually let you know.
I think it all depends, and the last story we talked about is kind of an example of this. Depends on whether or not you have some obligation of office to focus your attention on something rather than other things. So if you're just Joe Schmo, like Monkey is, kind of, there's no real danger one way or the other of using your time to talk about whatever the fuck you want. If you're Michelle Dubois, then going after a sign over a door is definitely something you can be criticized for, saying maybe you should be focusing on something more important. Person who's being paid by the taxpayer to do stuff for the people.
That is an excellent way to connect those stories, Scribe.
Yes, I am occasionally creative. So that is how I would measure the importance of what you should be talking about, quote unquote. Do you have an obligation to actually use your time and mind for something specific rather than things that are frivolous?
I just find it such a weak fucking argument. This idea that you have to only talk about important things. Sometimes it's okay to just shitpost. Sometimes it's okay to have silly arguments. Yeah. I mean, fuck, how much time have I spent on cereal is soup? Is that a serious argument? Does that matter to anybody in the world? Fuck
yes. No. It is very
It's been made to matter to me.
Someone get Scribe his help doll thing that the one that you're supposed to hug.
Yes.
What?
The hug doll thingy.
The hug doll? You mean a teddy bear?
No.
The hug doll. I don't know what.
You know how kids have like a special blanket or a doll or something.
Yeah. Okay.
That makes them feel better.
What, a stress bear?
A security blanket. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Get Scribe one of those, please. Someone.
I already have a security blanket. It's called porn.
Oh.
Scribe's security blanket is his fork.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, yes. My certified exit from this world.
What?
My fork, the black handled fork that I think was lifted out of a restaurant or something, because it's one of those like steak forks you get at like Black Angus or something.
Oh.
And somehow it ended up in my silverware drawer like 10 years ago. No, seriously, I was in college. I took silverware with me, and when I left college, other people's stuff ended up in there. So anyway, yeah, I got my super fork. It is my assured exit from this world when the time comes.
What?
Are you forking with us, bro?
What? What?
Har. You don't know about the fork?
Confused. No, I didn't know about the fork.
Somebody wasn't watching the original broadcast.
I'm sorry. I didn't know you existed until you so rudely promoted me on
all right. Okay, well, let me educate you, Grasshopper. Okay, so when we had the great cereal is soup debate, the first time on the stream,
Part
one of too many, Monkey and SDA. I mean, the question, I've got the clip in one of the promos I made for the show. Monkey asked the relatively, at the time, innocent, stupid question, is cereal soup?
Wait.
Hold on, I'm telling the story here. You had your time. And SD and I both answer, and I kind of answer like, no, it's not soup. And then, and then Monkey and SDA and the chat for the next 45 minutes, an hour, whatever the fuck it was, do not talk about anything else but various iterations of the question is cereal soup and all the answers and all the conditions and everything else. And I'm just sitting here with my brain melting. And after about 40 minutes or something, I just break, and you can hear it on the recording. And finally, I just pick up my fork and say, I'm just going to end it. I'm just going to end it now. I got my fork. I'm going to end it. And so the fork has been sort of my catharsis object in several situations where things have gotten a bit too stressful on the stream.
Wait, so this was something that happened around the time of the conversation of the cereal and soup argument?
It was the original cereal is soup argument.
Here, Weebo, tell you what, I will tweet out the video that's the promo that has the entire, or at least the truncated version of the events, and you can listen to it for yourself. But anyway, with that being that, we're at the bottom of the hour. So chat, it is your time. If you have questions or comments or answers or conspiracy theories or complaints, or would like to tell us just how awesome we are, please do so in the chat now. If you have questions for us, please be sure to put enough question marks after it that we know it's a question for us. And otherwise, and also another reminder that the fundraiser for Weebo's Friend is in the description. If you have a couple of spare bucks available, please consider throwing them that way for Weebo's Friend who is in need for schooling stuffs.
Yeah, and hit that fork and like button.
There, that too. We got 150 people watching and 81 likes. Can we at least get to 100 in the next
Captain
couple minutes?
Brambles says, is cereal soup? I don't really give much of a fuck either way, but I love how Scribe hates this topic so much.
Oh God, yeah. Just here, I will tweet out the video. You guys can watch it after the stream, and you can be, if you don't already know the story, you can be brought up to speed on what that's all about.
Such a great stream. That was an awesome stream.
That was pretty funny. And just for everyone's edification, I was being melodramatic. I did not actually have a breakdown, but the fact that people were so concerned that something was wrong with me made me feel like I won an Oscar that night.
People were really seriously concerned for your health.
I know. And I appreciate that more than you'll never know.
I got DMs asking me if you were okay. That is true.
Let's see. Scribe Light, Ranting Monkey, etc. Is JF secretly Janusz from the Ghostbusters 2?
Nice.
Oh, God.
I have not seen Ghostbusters 2.
Of course you haven't.
The song is better than the movie.
It's true. Yeah, the movie is not.
It's not horrible. It's just not as good.
As compared to the first one, it just doesn't. No, it doesn't. Yeah. If you saw Ghostbusters 2 before seeing Ghostbusters 1, you might think it's really good. But in relation to the original, it just doesn't quite. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
The end sucked. The setup was not very good, but it was still a decent enough movie, but it's not the first one. What else we got? Scribe, excuse me, sorry.
Okay.
Scribe Light, Ranting Monkey. Why are you so lazy? Why are you lazy fucks not using OBS? I can't use OBS. It literally kills my connection. It's bad. So,
I've had a couple offers to from people to show me how to use OBS and set it up for like effects and like that little card thing that Satsu has going with like the life bars and things. And I've got a couple ideas of how I might use that productively, but I don't feel any sort of urgency for it right now. But that might change in the future. Yeah, I don't want to culturally appropriate. So maybe in the future, but not right now.
It's my thing that I'm doing poorly.
Kelvin Robinson said, I like Ghostbusters 2. I like the movie too. It's just not Ghostbusters 1, and that's a hard movie to live up to. It really is.
Yeah. No, Monkey, I'm sorry, you got to pick. This is 2018. You don't get to like something and like something else. You either like one thing or you hate the other. That's how it goes.
I hate people who make me choose. How about that?
I do like Vigo the Carpathian just as like a bad guy. He's just like painting. Yeah. I kind of have an affinity for that for some reason, so I kind of like that.
And I love when Janusz goes to talk to him and he goes through the spiel again. He's like, yes, you're the So there's a lot of funny parts to it. I mean, that's a hard cast and writing crew to get all shit from.
Yeah. Adonis.
Sorry.
Adonis Botoli or Bartolot. I don't know. So Scribe has a poop fork? No, I don't have a poop fork.
Ew.
Oh, gross.
And it's a poop knife.
Yeah, it was a poop knife. That was and it said that story's so funny. The guy went to the other person's house and it's like, "Where's your poop knife?" Like, what? Poop knife? He's like, "What? Your poop knife? Like, doesn't everybody have a poop knife?" What the fuck?
Oh my god!
I don't need to rip that.
Let's see. Are traps gay, Satsu?
Yes.
Thank you.
Correct answer.
Let's see. Michael Hatfield. Of course, we care about you guys. After listening to you guys 6 nights a week since the start and following Ranting Monkey for years, I and many others think of you all as friends. Oh, well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
That's so nice.
I think of chat as like this amorphous collective that is a friend with a whole bunch of multiple personality.
Chat is friend. Hi, friend.
That is a very interesting way to think about it.
Well, it's like when Zenith disappeared for a while, I was like, where the hell's Zenith? And there's still redheaded lady. What the hell ever happened to her?
Better red than dead, or better dead than red. I mean, yeah. What I still from time to time think like, what happened to Red? I kind of miss her. She was even though I never heard her talk or ever saw a real picture of her. So far as I know, I was always kind of allured by just a redhead. I got to think.
Well, dude, 2 years ago, I had a person come into my stream when it was like the second stream I ever did, and this dude came in. It was me, T-Bing, I think Bruno, and probably 2 other people. And we were streaming for a while, and this dude came in really chill. Was like, "What's up, guys? How you doing?" And we're like, "Cool." And he hung out and talked with us for a while. And then he was like, "Hey, I got a job interview. Wish me luck, guys." We wished him luck. To this fucking day, to this day, T is still asking what happened to this dude.
Mm-hmm.
We have no idea if he got the job. We don't know if he died on the way there. We don't know what happened. But T will not. She messages me randomly. This was 2 years ago. She messages me randomly, like, whatever happened to that dude? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. I have no idea.
Wait a second. He went for a job 2 years ago. This was Donald Trump.
Shiogorath, oh god. Why does Columbine's basketball team never win anymore? They lost their 2 best shooters.
Oh, come on, dude.
Let's see. Einar Jamison says, if it weren't for Satsu 2 cents, I never would have found Ranting Monkey or Scribe Light. Well, thank you, Satsu.
I tried to shit you guys.
Subcon Jazz. Ranting Monkey. My school is doing a meme day for Spirit Week, and I'm thinking to dress up as Steven Crowder for the Change My Mind meme. Would you mind me using cereal is soup response for it?
No, please do.
Scribe would mind, but I don't think Monkey has a problem with that.
And let me know how it goes.
Do that shit.
Thank you, Sarah Plyer. Some Dr. Pepper money for you. Hugs and kisses. Oh, thank you, Sarah. I appreciate it. I have been making sure I'm stocked up on Dr. Pepper. So, you know, I'm still reaching for that diabetes rainbow.
It's so disgusting.
This is why I love these guys. They know that you're a Dr. Pepper addict.
Well, I didn't quite make a secret of it or anything. Although I will say that from time to time, people in chat, different people, do amaze me with their recollection of stream lore that even I don't think about anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, there's times they'll say things, and I'm like, how the fuck do they know that?
Yeah, right.
We must have talked about it.
Yeah, we talked about it like 4 months ago on a stream, but it all runs together now. So it's kind of like Star Trek fans. Like at conventions, they'll ask the actors something so obscure that they themselves did in a show, but they can't, they don't remember it.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes, I mean, if you give me a specific story we talked about, for the most part, I can remember it once you give me just a little clue. But the random shit we talk about, no fucking clue what all I've said on here. No idea.
So you know how Star Trek fans are like Trekkies?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Should our fans be Lordies or Lordlings?
Lordlings.
Lordlings?
I think you should let them vote.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Guys, if you've got ideas for what fans of this show should be referred to as, put them in the chat, and we'll read them. And if there's good ones, maybe we'll have a consensus at some point, or you guys can decide on a consensus on your own, because you are your own.
They should be called badass monkey fuckers.
Yeah,
Lordists.
Lordists. Oh, like.
Ooh, I like that one.
Thank you, Einar Jameson. I'm gonna give you money just because you like Dr. Pepper. That's right.
Oh, that's nice.
That's right.
You know what's crazy about that? You know what's really crazy about that?
What?
Dr. Pepper's fucking disgusting.
Yeah. Okay. So Captain
I
Bramble
prefer root beer, not gonna lie.
Captain Bramble says Lordists. Johnny Hellcat says Lordlets. Richard Norman says loads and ladies. Oh god.
I like loads.
Shiogorath says Lourdes. Like, wasn't that Madonna's kid's name? Cryptic says Jews. Jesse the Phoenix Fox says Lordlings. Dark Allow says Loyalists. Oh, we're getting political here. Kitty Stalker likes Lordlings. Scrappy likes Lordies. Judge Death says Nightwings. Angry Introvert says Serfs. Grisella says Nightmares. Ooh. Richard Norman actually meant lords and ladies. He didn't mean loads, but I like loads better, actually.
I like loads.
Gregory Hurst says pebbles.
Pebbles. You're my pebbles.
Oh, you're my pebbles. Lordlings, Nightwings, Lordlings, POCs, people of chats, says Dark Alive.
People of chat. I like that.
Lord of
creative.
People of chatter.
Yeah, I like that. Let's see. Peons, says Faith's Abdication.
That seems like an insult.
I like lawnmowers, says Sam Course. Thank you, Priest of Craig. Take my money, my damn money, or else. I am powerless to stop the taking of your money in this instance. Thank you, Terry DeMontis. Dr. Pepper, you should buy a sharper suicide fork. Hey, now that's not nice.
Thank you, Terry.
That's not nice.
So I can pour out of the holes when you stab yourself in the neck.
Yeah, no, I have to agree with Satsu. I think Lauds.
Yeah. Loudy.
Yeah.
Michael Hatfield says chat lords. Chat peasants, says Hate Camel. Pawns of the Night, says Lesser Logic. Ooh. That's interesting. Yeah. Wolverines, says Jesse. Oh, loudy.
Serfs of the Night.
Serfs of the Night. Yeah. Midnights with a K, says Devil Fruit Zero. Doubting Tommy says, I really want a cherry Dr. Pepper now. I actually don't like cherry Dr. Pepper that much. I don't usually get that. I don't hate it, but it's a cherry flavored stuff isn't, except for Jolly Ranchers. It's usually not my thing.
The cherry enhances the flavor of the already ass flavored Dr. Pepper, and he don't like it tasting better. He's like, I like my ass plain.
He likes plain.
I actually have a serious question. Scribe, what does Dr. Pepper taste like?
What does Dr. Pepper taste like?
It tastes like you're drinking pepper spray.
I like Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. Dr. Pepper and Jack Daniels, Pepper Jack. It's good.
But like, what does Dr. Pepper on its own taste like? I don't know.
I can't describe it. It tastes like Dr. Pepper. It's like, what does Coke taste like?
Coke tastes like chocolate.
No.
What? Man, what kind of shitty chocolate do you eat? Ew. Let's see. Shiogara says, Scribe Light, do you know what the numbers in Dr. Pepper's logo means? Isn't that the it's either how many ingredients are in it, or it's the number that they finally perfected the formula, right? Something like that. I don't know. I mean, I think that's it.
To get it right.
Yeah, I think that might be it.
Maybe that's an old urban legend.
Carrick says, I personally think it has marzipan-like aftertaste. I'm not enough familiar with marzipan.
Marzipan.
It's a dessert, I believe, isn't it? Shiogara says, nope. Well, then I don't know. Let's see. Hate Camel says 23 different flavors. 23 different flavors. Okay. What else? Carbonated prune juice with sugar. Actually, the prune juice thing is an urban myth. It just isn't in there.
Oh, speaking of that, I remember we were talking about how many Kit Kat flavors that Japan has before. So in my snooping, I actually found out that they have almost just as many fucking Pepsi flavors.
What?
Yeah, I'm just like, how? It's insane. Like there's fucking hundreds of them. I'm just like, dude, how is this a thing?
How do they manage to keep it?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Shugara says it's their employees' break times when they get a bottle, 10, 2, and 4. What? I'm half inclined to believe that.
You're lying to me.
Yeah. Let's see. Data Wasteland says marzipan is a sweet almond paste. Mining Freedom says marzipan is German. Oh, that automatically makes it evil. Coffee Pepsi is the gates of madness. I've heard about Coffee Pepsi. I think Brad Jones on Cinema Snob did it on a Brad Tries episode. I wouldn't want to. I'm not a coffee fan to begin with. I drink cocoa just about exclusively. So, Shiograth says, I live near a bottling plant.
Congratulations.
Okay, well, if that's true, if that is true, Shiograth, I'll look it up. I'm curious now. I remember hearing something about the numbers on there meaning something, but I'll look it up. If you're right, you're right. If you're not, you're jerking me around. Hey, worse things have happened than being jerked around on what the numbers on a Dr. Pepper can mean.
I don't want jerked around by any dudes.
Shiogorath, we don't know. It could be a woman with a really
Shio's a dude.
Dirty sense of humor. Is it? I don't know. I haven't turned him over and looked.
In Japan, every district has their own Kit Kat flavor. What the fuck?
Dude, Weebo, I'm gonna send you a picture real quick so you can have a general idea of how many fucking Kit Kat flavors there are in Japan.
What?
Minions of the Zoo says a signature blend of 23 flavors makes every sip of Dr. Pepper truly unique. Types: diet, cherry, vanilla cherry, caffeine-free, original. Or cherry vanilla, sorry. Scribe Light says Devil Fruit Suit. Do you know Fanta came out of World War II Germany because of a Coke embargo? Yes, actually I did know that. I learned that in German class in high school. I brought that up. Fanta is Nazi. It's racist Coke.
I'm sure it is.
Racist Coke. Let's see. Mining Freedom.
Crack.
Racist Coke. Oh. That's
Racist
funny.
Coke.
Data Wasteland says, the dark chocolate dip marzipan bars and red foil wrapped bars. Oh my God, drools. I suppose it must be good. Have I had marzipan? I'm trying to think.
I sent it to you, Weebs.
Okay, where?
That's not even half.
Twatter.
Yeah.
Mining Freedom wants me to speak German. Okay. Scheiße Geibel. Or Gabel. Gobble. Scheiße Gobble. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Is that what you do in Germany? You gobble Scheiße?
Holy fuck.
No, they fucking it, don't they?
Oh, that's right. They're like,
why do you need that many Kit Kats?
Running like pigs, I suppose.
Because reasons.
Rotten Corpse says, Satsu, there are banners everywhere in Okinawa, minus the military bases. Oh, for Kit Kat bars?
For Kit Kats?
Jeez.
Oh my God.
Get some pictures of that.
They're so fucking many.
Mining Freedom says, Scribe Light, that means poop fork. Really? Is that what it means?
No, stop it.
Poop fork.
Cease.
Adonis says, how about a Dr. Pepper meatloaf flavor? Well, that'd be exclusively for SDA.
A meatloaf flavor?
Oh my God.
Oh, thank you, Pancho Villa. I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too?
Peter Pepper,
peppers.
Peter Pepper, peppers.
Okay, I know I'm wearing this thing out, but I don't care because I'm looking at buttered potato flavored Kit Kats, soy powder, soy sauce, red soup, McFlurry, espresso coffee, sweet potato, salted caramel. Oh, that sounds good actually. Apple vinegar.
The espresso one sounded good too.
Wasabi, miso, sweet tofu, baked potato.
What the fuck?
Baked potato?
Strawberry cheesecake. Oh, that sounds good.
Cookies and milk.
Is there a shortage of potatoes over there?
Cacao.
What is it like? Is Ireland over there or what?
I don't know.
I can't read that.
There's one that just says white. It's just white flavor.
Tastes like America.
What's a Midnight Eagle flavor? Just curious.
Midnight Eagle?
For friend.
Midnight Eagle flavor.
I'm looking at it right now.
Let's see. Angela Arriaga. Yes, they still make Mr. Pibb. Mr. Pibb in a pinch. If you don't have Dr. Pepper in hand, Mr. Pibb will do, but it's not quite the same.
That's what he went by before he got his doctorate.
Right. Yeah. Kelvin wants to know, is there a red bean paste one for...
Yeah, there is.
Good question.
Point, I assume there must be, yeah.
There is, yeah.
Probably.
American cheese and mayo. Ugh. God, for Kit Kats. God damn. Alex Dawson says, can't do it. Mr. Pibb has a terrible aftertaste. Yeah, like I said, Mr. Pibb is it's a cheap substitute. I avoid it if I can, but you know.
I've never had Mr. Pibb in my life.
More like a whole taste.
Yeah, if I'm stuck choosing between Coke and Mr. Pibb and I really got a Dr. Pepper hankering, I'll go for Coke because Mr. Pibb is still, it's okay.
Mr. Pibb almost tastes like diet soda before diet soda was around.
Yeah.
That aftertaste is disgusting.
Michael Hatfield says the sweet potato Kit Kats are actually pretty good, but they don't really taste like sweet potatoes. Well, because they're
I wouldn't expect them to.
Yeah, that'd be pretty impressive if they actually pulled that off.
Mining Freedom says, since we're talking about drinks, has anyone here heard about Punica? Nope, don't know it.
No clue, bud.
Priestess of Keck says Royal Crown Cola is the only soda. RC Cola.
Oh, I like RC.
RC's all right.
I never had that either.
It's okay. It tastes kind of like Diet Coke to me a little bit. But...
Every time I see RC Cola now, I think of Family Guy.
Well, every time I saw RC Cola as a kid, I thought it had to do with remote-controlled cars.
Yeah, me too, actually. Weirdly enough.
I was like, it's the drink for the the radio-controlled car set.
Oh, they got wine-flavored Kit Kats. Where's SDA?
Placenta Smoothie. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Placenta Smoothie says, did SDA ever do that cover of a Meatloaf song like she said she was? I don't think so, but I don't know. You'd have to go ask her.
Was that what that dude was referring to?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She's the song, I think.
Do you guys remember? Maybe Monkey does. Do you remember OK Soda?
Okay, so
no.
Oh, so it was this brief run. It's called OK Soda. I don't even know what was in it, but it had this really cool sort of art on its cans, and they had a phone line you could call to get like the message of the day, and it was always this weird shit. It was kind of a weird campaign for a while, but then it disappeared. But I liked OK Soda back when it was around.
Was it
yes.
okay?
From what I remember, it had kind of a tangerine-ish taste, but was like carbonated and stuff. So it actually tasted pretty good. From what I recall.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good.
it was okay.
It was okay. It was okay.
Deep fried Kit Kat. What?
Priestess of Keck says, Shio Gorath, the only good thing about Crown Royal is the complimentary dice bag. I have my Crown Royal dice bag in the living room. It is true. Crown Royal bags are the only bags for carrying around your dice for D&D and other such games.
I'm really pretentious actually when it comes to drinking sodas. Mm-hmm. So like I have like a preference right off the bat all the time.
Pretentious about soda.
I'm about to explain to you a thing. All right.
All right.
So
go ahead.
Okay, so I'll go into a restaurant, and they typically ask you what you want to drink, and I'll be like, "Do you have root beer?" And if they say yes, I ask specifically what brand. And if they say anything except for Barks, and if it's a brand that I haven't drank yet, or that I have drank, I'm not going to drink it. But if it's a brand that I've never drank before, I'll drink it just to try it out. And then I'll rate it to the entire table. And it's basically like I'm tasting wines.
So you bougie as fuck when it comes to
soda.
You like your drink.
Specifically root beer, because there are so many goddamn brands out there and they're all fucking different. And some of them are better than others. Some of them are not. Some of them have a better quality in terms of like flow and how well down they go. And the others are like really powerful in terms of carbonation. And some of them are weak sauce, like fucking Mug.
Thank you, Cryptic. In honor of Weebo's friend, you know you're dating an Asian woman when her family gives you a math test. Jesus Christ.
Oh, wow. Hey, Weebs, I sent you another one, FYI.
Ooh.
What questions we got? We got 7 minutes left, guys. 7 minutes. Man, this is going by fast.
Corn on the cob.
Corn on the cob.
I forgot to tell you guys. We have a guest tomorrow.
Oh, we do?
We do. The Lucky Pop-Tart is going to be joining us.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
I talked to her, months and months ago and offered to have her on the show sometime. Mm-hmm. And you know how my memory is, right?
Shit.
No, I don't recall.
So, I actually popped into the Minions the other night and saw her. I'm like, you know what? We should have you on this Saturday. So she's not feeling well, but if she's feeling up to it, she will be joining us tomorrow.
Cool.
Excellent.
Somebody in there, I forget who it was, somebody in the chat said something about apple flavored Crown Royal. You know what my favorite cider is, if you're going to get like alcoholic cider? Angry Orchard Green Apple. If you can find Angry Orchard Green Apple, that is, it's so good.
I like it, man. I drink that shit all the time.
Oh, it tastes like alcoholic Jolly Rancher. It's so good. Oh, it's so good. Jesse the Fennec Fox says, anyone ever played Heads Up 7-Up as a kid? Of course. Oh yeah,
of course. Yeah. Yes.
But does anyone remember Josta from Pepsi? Says Circus Zero. Josta.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Oh my god! I just thought of that 7-Up commercial. I think I told you guys about it.
I remember Jocasta from the Avengers, but I don't know who that is. Did you guys see the new trailer that came out today?
Oh, that was fucking amazing.
I bought my ticket. I have my ticket. I bought my ticket early.
I total nerdgasmed on that one. Damn.
Yeah. I mean, Thanos in his helmet and everybody, and Doctor Strange talking to Spider-Man, and like, oh boy.
The only thing I didn't like is Spider-Man there without his fucking mask on.
Yeah, and the poster, they have everybody's faces revealed. It's like, guys, seriously, I understand you have to give some face time to the actors, but Spider-Man doesn't just run around with his mask off all the time. I hate to tell you.
God damn it.
Shiogara, thank you. A farmer told me the end was nigh. Farmergeddon.
That was great. That was awesome.
5-minute warning, guys. Angela Arriaga says, Scribe Light, Angry Orchard Green Apple is life. It is so good.
It is really good, man.
Yeah, it's really good. I only get it on special occasions, though, because I get burned out of it real quick if I have too many. But yeah, once in a blue moon, it's really good.
I can't actually drink like regular beer and alcohol, so I have to drink it.
Yeah, I don't like beer, so cider and spirits is good.
I ran out of alcohol last weekend.
You're too young to drink. Stop that.
Captain Bramble says, I sell alcohol for a living, so drinking isn't fun anymore for me. Well, just because you sell it doesn't mean you have to drink it, you know.
Yeah.
Unless you're like a salesman and you have to like give testimonials to people about what it tastes like, I guess.
Get pissed drunk in their living room. Like, I swear to God, this is
man, you should try this shit. I was so blacked out last night, I woke up with a horse.
Like, that was my wife. Oh, shit.
Whoops. Let's see. Data Wasteland says, will the Knights do a drunk stream? The Knights?
For my 21st birthday. Let's do a drunk stream.
I can't do a drunk stream if you're talking about us.
Yeah.
How about I get drunk?
You can get drunk if you want. I don't care.
Ooh, 21st birthday drinking game stream.
Ooh.
I like where this is
Well,
going.
you should do that on your channel because you can turn a drinking game. Yeah, exactly.
I think that's what I'm going to do.
Let's see. When is your 21st birthday, says Mining Freedom?
Next year.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we got a while to wait.
I'm not even 20 yet, so. Oopsies.
He's a youngin', y'all.
Oh, Captain Bramble says, no, just drinking after work only makes me think of work. Oh.
I'll be 20.
Oh, I get you. That makes sense.
Einar, if I'm saying that right, Jameson, Mead, son. Mead is okay. Like, I know a lot of people who do like Ren Fair type, stuff that are all about mead. It's a bit too sweet for me. Like, occasionally, sort of like a special occasion, but not on a regular basis for me. Like, I had some honey mead one time, which was really good, but yeah. Let's see. Baby Weebo says, Priestess of Keck, you guys are cradle robbers. Not us, the Greek guy. Talk to the Greek.
We're barely a year apart.
No spot.
Yeah.
We are 9 months apart.
9 months, you say?
Yeah.
Hmm.
What's that supposed to mean, Gribbles?
I have no idea.
Well, she told us yesterday she's pregnant.
Yeah.
I was not pregnant yesterday.
Now that was just her dick that was coiled up in her shirt.
Not pregnant. I'm just
fucked up image in my head.
Scrappy says Jägermeister. Jägermeister is like a blast of black licorice. I'm not a big Jaeger fan myself. That's just me, though.
I like Fireball. And have you tried Fireball in Angry Orchard?
No.
It is actually, if you get regular, like just plain Angry Orchard and put a shot of Fireball in it, that shit's really good.
I had a cocktail shooter thing one time that somebody made me drink. It was called a brain hemorrhage. You ever hear of this? So the way it worked, and I'm trying to remember, but I think it was you take a shot glass. Actually, this is a super shot glass. This is a big one. I think it was vodka, I think. And then you put in the vodka grenadine. And what happens with the grenadine is it beads kind of like oil and water.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's supposed to be the blood cells. And then on top of that, you put Irish cream, I think it was, or Bailey's or something. And the way that the cream works through the alcohol is that it kind of foams up on top, but then as it goes in the alcohol, it creates this little tube, and that's supposed to be the brain stem. And that's called a brain hemorrhage, and you're supposed to shoot that. And I did on a dare, and I felt my clavicle try to jump out of my chest. It was so painful. I'm not even kidding. It felt like somebody shoved a hot poker into my collarbone. It was, I don't know what happened. It was awful. Oh, Einar. Yes, my name is Einar, by the way. Sorry. Did I say it right? Einar? I hope I said it right. Well, we are basically, yep, it is the top of the hour. The clock just turned over. So let's do one last check on the fundraiser. Fingers crossed. I didn't see much going on there earlier. Survey says, 160 from 110. Cool. Nice. Thank you guys so much for that.
Thank you guys.
Weebo's friend will appreciate that.
She doesn't know it's happening yet. I'm going to tell her in 2 weeks. It's a surprise.
Okay. Yeah. So guys, if you're listening to this tomorrow or later on, the fundraiser is going on for 2 weeks to help out Weebo's friends. If you have the opportunity and have a couple bucks to bear, please think about sending them that direction. Chat, as always, thank you so much for coming out tonight. You are the best chat, the best group of fans any stream could ask for, but thankfully they can't ask because you're ours and you can't go anywhere else. We own you. Lordlings, serfs, whatever you decide to call yourselves. Moderators, thank you for keeping an eye on things. As always, the unsung heroes of the stream. Monkey, Satsu, as always, thank you for joining me. Weebo, thank you for hanging out with us, as always.
Thanks for having me.
Yep. Everyone, we will see you tomorrow night on Monkey's channel, where, fingers crossed, our guest will be Poppy, the Pop-Tart.
The Lucky Pop-Tart.
The Lucky Pop-Tart.
Nice.
And as always, guys, your lives make us sad. We'll see you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you in a couple minutes, guys.
You were